So, while I was taking a dump, I scrolled on my phone and I found something. Epstein files expose Ellen DeGeneres as Hollywood's most prolific cannibal. Oh, who could have guessed that the horrible, ugly woman is a horrible, ugly woman? Who could have guessed that? Who could have guessed that? Who could have? I mean, with the exception of everyone. The more people pretend to be a good person, the worse of a person they are. That has been true forever. Literally forever. There is not one case, I believe, but where that's not the case. So let's watch this shit. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Jeffrey Epstein and his Hollywood elite circle have been exposed as cannibals. Not rumours, not whispers. Hard evidence from the files. Babies in fridges. Jerky as code. Rituals that will make your blood run cold. An entire grotesque subculture of trafficking, consumption, and depravity on an industrial scale that has been blown wide open. And at the rotten heart of it for years, according to Epstein Files investigators, Ellen DeGeneres, the daytime TV queen who smiled into America's living rooms while allegedly orchestrating horrors in the shadows.
And no one is surprised. I mean, if you at this point are surprised by anything like that, you are retarded. You shouldn't be surprised by shit like that. Always expect the people that are nice on the outside to be the most horrible people possible. Always.
They called it conspiracy, they called it rumour. But nightmares like this don't disappear. They get buried. And what's buried long enough starts to rot. Buckle up. We're going deep. And we're not pulling any punches. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Back in 2016, I was the first person to dig deep into the leaked Podesta emails. And what they uncovered was explosive. Those emails were packed with code words, terms straight out of an FBI paedophile handbook. Words like pizza and pasta that pointed to something far darker than dinner plans. So is it any surprise that Jeffrey Epstein's own emails from around the same time period?
And by the way, that all has to be proven to be correct. All of it. The code words from back then that were said, oh, you conspiracy theorists, oh, you're all crazy. They're all used in their communication. All of it. All. It's crazy.
Were loaded with exactly the same suspicious terms. Pizza, pasta, again and again. Take a look at these emails sent to Epstein by Kanya Shuliak. But if anything, Epstein's emails contain a whole new level of code word horror. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna has seen the unredacted files, describing 11-year-olds and permission to kill. She confirmed the use of code words in Epstein's emails, including jerky.
I looked directly at the emails that have been widely circulated pertaining to the age 11, and I have it written down on my notes, the permission to kill email, the Snow White, the littlest girl was naughty, etc., and some of them pertaining to, jerky, whatever that is. Yeah.
And so, and so just quick follow. What is jerky? Like, what is that exactly?
I think that's the question. I don't know if it's like, and again, like going into specifically just based on what this is, I don't know.
It's a code word.
Context
it has to be a code word. Nobody talks about jerky like this.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a code word, and it's highly likely that it's human meat. That's what, they say that it is. And, well, seeing who we are talking about and their behavior, it is.
Yeah, it's a code word and it's weird.
We've been warning the world for over a decade now. Depraved members of the elite are cannibals, utterly obsessed with consuming child meat.
LA's elite Cannibal restaurant boasts Katy Perry, Meryl Streep, Chelsea Clinton as members. Is anyone surprised? I'm not.
We've been dismissed as tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists, even though everybody in Hollywood knows the truth. The evidence is undeniable, hiding right there in plain sight.
It's not undeniable. People will deny everything they can to get away with their shit. That's what they always do. Literally, always.
We weren't wrong, we were early. Now, thanks to the Epstein files, the world is finally catching up.
Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to...
No one talks about jerky or any food like that. You don't walk a pizza over to someone. You bring the pizza. You don't walk it. In what language would you use that? Not in English.
Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. JE said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to. I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. And that's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending
Epstein's ranch. It's said that there are bodies buried on Epstein's former ranch, which is now owned by someone else. Yeah.
jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called Cannibal. Guys, the restaurant's called...
I forgot about this from his video, from Asmongold's video. I forgot about that there was the Cannibal restaurant in it. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, the Cannibal restaurant is in on it. Yeah, who could have guessed?
Called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak.
We've been sounding the alarm about this restaurant for years, warning everybody who would listen that something truly horrific is going on behind closed doors. And what happened? The usual suspects stepped in. Snopes, all the big fact checkers, they rushed to debunk our reporting. They flat out declared that the elite do not consume human flesh, and that no such restaurant even exists.
Of course they would do that. Always remember, someone has to pay the fact checkers, right? And who is that? Right. Always remember. If someone is getting paid to fact check something, why wouldn't they just go with whatever the people that pay them tell them to say? I mean, isn't that very obvious?
How inconvenient for them that is listed right there in the Epstein files. For the record, confirmed restaurant guests include Chelsea and Hillary Clinton, Meryl Streep, Don Lemon, and Justin Trudeau's new partner, Katy Perry. And that was just the week we had an inside source providing details. Mexican model Gabriela Rico Jimenez wasn't crazy. She wasn't making it up. Back in 2009, this 21-year-old broke down in hysterics right outside a luxury hotel, screaming the unthinkable. She had just witnessed VIPs consuming human flesh.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos!
The depravity of the elite truly knows.
When I remember correctly, she disappeared after that video. So we all know what happened, right? Right? They killed her. What else would they do? Well, they probably also tortured her beforehand. You know, the usual. The usual what evil people do.
Knows no bounds. What we've seen exposed with Jeffrey Epstein and his inner circle, the trafficking, the abuse, the sheer evil, feels almost tame when you start peeling back the layers of what goes on in Hollywood. According to insiders, Ellen DeGeneres introduced Jeffrey Epstein and his island crew to the pleasures of human flesh. And in Los Angeles...
Wait. She introduced them to it? Oh. I thought she was just one of them. But no, she... Oh. So she's even more disgusting than I thought. Wow, now I'm surprised. I didn't know she was that disgusting. Guess I was wrong.
Ellen is responsible for force-feeding hundreds, if not thousands, of unsuspecting friends, as well as members of the public, with human meat. We've got the details after this important word from our sponsor.
Oh my god.
Today's sponsor is AffordableRxStore.com. The price of medicine in America has skyrocketed.
2 years ago, Joe Tippin says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doctors were unanimous.
Here's who's been a frequent guest at Diddy and Chrissy Teigen, a friend of Ellen DeGeneres who's been a frequent guest at Diddy and Obama parties for decades, has made it clear that she's open to eating human flesh.
What?
Here she is pleading her case for cannibalism.
If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
you wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Teigen didn't walk it back. She doubled down. She said that she's bored with normal food and it's time for humanity to become more open-minded about the ingredients used in fine dining restaurants.
Wait, what?
You really eat human? I mean, what body part would you eat? Haven't you been to that Bodies exhibit down on right? Have you been there?
I've been there.
I feel like we've eaten everything. Like everything has been eaten in fine dining. What's one thing that hasn't been served?
These attitudes run rampant in Hollywood, according to...
Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised that that's rampant in Hollywood. I have to remind you guys. Societies that eat human meat, they are all primitive shitholes. When was the last time you have seen a tribe that is cannibalistic and they are not a shithole? When? And you can't go with them because they are living in a society that's not cannibalistic. They are cannibals in a non-cannibalistic society. It's yeah. Foods for thought.
To multiple insiders who've come forward with horrifying revelations. They claim that babies are kept whole in refrigerators, stored cold and intact, just like an ordinary suburban family might keep whole chickens ready for the table.
And guess what? They are pushing for post-birth. Oh god, how's it called? I forgot. Oh my god, my English. Abortion. There it is. Post-birth abortion. So, what does it mean? Literally just killing babies. And guess who wants to legalize that? These people. They want that. And they push it to, you know, all those brave feminists that are totally not controlled by people with money. Yeah, could have guessed.
When I knew Ellen, she was already a household name. She had a full staff, including a personal chef trained in Paris, the kind who turned lentils into sculpture. But when it came to certain meals, she didn't let him touch a thing. There was a separate kitchen on her property, stainless steel, private entrance, no security cameras inside. The chef handled the sauces, the garnishes, the staging, but she insisted on doing the hard part herself. Said it grounded her, said it made the energy right. She wore a chef's hat like it was a crown. She believed consumption was transformation, that youth could be taken in, that...
Yeah, that's also a thing with cannibals. They believe that, you know, the power of the other person goes into them when they consume them. That's literally a thing that, you know, cannibals on some island believe, and, well, obviously she. There's zero evidence for anything like that. Zero. The people are just fucking retarded.
Vitality could be absorbed. She talked about ancient rites, about elites throughout history who understood what the masses didn't. It wasn't framed as cruelty. It was framed as tradition. The dumplings were her signature, folded carefully, almost lovingly, served at private dinners first. Studio heads, rising stars, political donors. She would watch as they ate, not hungrily, not nervously, but with that sociopathic calm, studying their faces.
Well, she is a sociopath. I mean, everything we now know about her, it's very obvious that she's a sociopath. It's very, very obvious. She's completely nuts.
They complimented the seasoning, the texture. She would smile. And she wasn't an anomaly. That was the part that still keeps me up. There were whispers, other estates, other gatherings, special occasions, contracts signed over candlelight, refrigeration units in basements stocked with whole babies marinating in special sauces, jokes about saving something rare for a premiere or an award win. You heard enough and you stopped reacting. It wasn't about appetite. It was about power, and crossing a boundary so absolute that everyone at the table became complicit. Once you shared that secret, whatever you believed you'd consumed, you were bound to the group. No one betrays a circle that can destroy them. She even brought the dumplings to a few tapings of her show. Homemade, she said with that psychopathic grin. Audience members lined up for samples. Crew grabbed them between segments.
Oh, I wanna see. I mean, there have to be videos of that, right? If it happened in your TV show, it has to be there somewhere.
I remember holding one, feeling the warmth in my palm, and realizing the real performance wasn't happening on camera. It was happening in plain sight. She didn't have friends, not real ones, just people she elevated, humiliated, tested. Feeding them was part of the game, a private torment disguised as generosity. This was all in the past. Houses get sold, staff get rotated out. Ellen was destroyed because everyone hated her. But the industry doesn't cleanse itself, it just rebrands.
When people hear whispers about elites crossing forbidden lines, they focus on the shock. But biology doesn't care about status. Kuru is real, a neurological disease linked to ritual cannibalism. Tremors, cognitive collapse, a slow visible decline that no PR team can spin. So for those at the top engaging in cannibalism, the fallout won't stay hidden forever. Symptoms don't sign NDAs. And when powerful figures suddenly retreat from public life, citing health issues, private recovery, or stepping back from the spotlight, it raises serious questions.
At least now it does. And I hope someone or some people look into it.
Some taboos don't just cost you morally, they cost you physically.
This is one of the most disturbing videos found in the Epstein files. In the video, Epstein is filming himself very closely. You can see swelling in his mouth and strange, uncontrolled lip movements.
What the fuck?
At first, the video does not seem shocking. So why did it have such a big impact online? Some internet users connected it to a very rare and deadly disease linked to certain practices that cannot be named directly here. This disease is called Kuru, a brain disorder first discovered in the 20th century among people in Papua New Guinea. Kuru is not caused by a virus or bacteria. It is caused by prion, which are damaged proteins that slowly destroy the brain. It works in a similar way to mad cow disease. What looks strange in the video is not the mouth swelling, because Kuru does not cause visible swelling. The strange part is the uncontrolled mouth movements. In brain diseases, early signs can include loss of muscle control and speech problems.
Here's the real.
So the thing that he still is alive might not be true simply because of that shit. And yes, some people say that he might still be alive. And I even thought that a little bit, that there is a chance. I mean, there still is a chance. It's not big, but it's there.
Real danger. If we're not careful, the Epstein files are going to become the Building 7 of our generation. Smoking gun evidence, buried by the government and the mainstream media, both determined to gaslight the public once again. This is why the elite are desperate to censor the masses and ban free speech.
Of course.
One of the global elite's most powerful weapons, a weapon few people realize is a weapon, is the VPN on your laptop or your phone right now. Industry leader
more ads.
Proton is funded and controlled by the World Economic Forum, and Israel has bought up the rest of the most popular VPNs in the world, including ExpressVPN, CyberGhost, and private internet access. The Truth Movement, our movement, is...
Yeah, the moment you know the World Economic Forum is involved in something, you know it's evil. You know.
It's at a critical crossroads right now. We're facing its gravest test yet as we speak. That's why we're revealing the first trustless VPN, VP.net.
Of course. So it is an ad.
So that even if it wanted to spy on you, it couldn't. Even if the feds...
Okay. Video over. Yeah. Who could have guessed that Ellen DeGeneres is a cannibal? Who could have? More evil people doing evil shit. Jesus, this is so depressing. So fucking depressing. But yeah, I'm not surprised by anything anymore.